You ever wonder what makes a story really scary? I mean, jump out of your skin scary? Is usually not about what you see, right? It's about what you hear, what you expect, and these terrifying patterns that can just bubble up out of the darkness. So today, we're going to take this short, super chilling story and pull it apart piece by piece, just to see how it masterfully builds that suspense, one little detail at a time. And here's where it all kicks off. This is the hook. It's the promise that just sinks its teeth into you and does not let go. Think about it. It sets up a totally safe, normal reality, living all by yourself, and then just smashes it to pieces with something that shouldn't be possible. That super specific time, 3:17 a.m., plus footsteps, that's an immediate, real-feeling threat, and a mystery that you just have to figure out. Okay, so every great horror story needs a starting point, right? A baseline of, well, normal. You gotta have that before things get weird. So let's step into the quiet world of our main character, a world that is about to get completely turned upside down. So meet Daniel. He's in this small, quiet apartment, and key detail here, he works from home. Now, this isn't just fluffy background stuff. This is a classic horror move. It's all about establishing his isolation. I mean, there are no roommates to turn to and ask, hey, did you hear that? No coworkers to snap him out of it. His safe space, his home, is about to become the entire stage for this nightmare. The lesson here is simple. You build up a safe, normal world just so you can smash it to bits. The safer it feels at the start, the harder the fall. And this is where the story really starts to crank up the tension. You know, a single weird event, you can brush that off. Oh, it's just a dream, or my mind's playing tricks on me. But a pattern, something that repeats with precision, well, that's something else entirely. The precision of this time is absolutely crucial. It's not just the middle of the night. No, it's exactly 3:17 a.m. This is one of the biggest lessons in horror writing. Precision creates dread. Yeah, vague threats are scary, but a threat that's on a schedule, that's terrifying. It turns a random time on a clock into an appointment with pure fear. An appointment Daniel absolutely cannot miss. So that first night, it's all about the sound. And just listen to the words used to describe it. Slow, heavy. This isn't someone just rushing past in the hallway. This is deliberate. It's methodical. That sound paints a picture in your mind that's way scarier than anything you could actually see. And then it stops. Right on the other side of his door. That one thin piece of wood between him and, well, who knows what. And then comes this. Knock, knock, knock. The rhythm is just as important as the sound, you know? It's not some frantic, panicked banging. It feels more like a ritual, a calm, deliberate, terrifying announcement. It's like a question being asked from the other side of the door. And honestly, the crushing silence that comes after, that's maybe the scariest part of all. The second night, that's when Daniel's worst fears are confirmed. This isn't just a one-off weird thing anymore. It's a routine. The same footsteps, the same stop, the same 3 knocks. And it's that consistency that makes it so unnerving. It suggests there's an intelligence behind it, patience, a deliberate, almost predatory pattern. And that's the key, right? Random stuff can startle you, but a deliberate pattern, that's pure psychological terror. And this is the moment. This is when it clicks for Daniel, and for us too, that this is not random at all. It's calculated. The perfect carbon copy repetition, it completely removes any chance that this is just a neighbor making a mistake. No, this is someone performing a task, and that task is focused entirely on him. Okay, so after 2 nights of this, you can imagine the story's hitting a breaking point. Fear is starting to get pushed aside by this desperate, gnawing need for answers. Daniel decides he just can't lie there and wait anymore. He's going to confront whatever this is. And the story does something brilliant here. It slows way down. It forces us to feel that dread right alongside Daniel. Every single tick of the clock is just another step closer to what feels inevitable. You can almost feel that heavy, charged silence in the room at 3:16 a.m. That one last moment of quiet before the pattern starts all over again, right on schedule. This is it. This is the moment he decides to take back control. I mean, he's terrified, right? His hands are shaking, but he is making a choice. He's choosing to face whatever's causing this, to stop being the passive victim and become an active participant. And as his fingers wrap around that cold doorknob, man, we are all holding our breath with them. And slowly opened the door. Just that one word, slowly, stretches out this moment of pure suspense. What is he going to see? What is possibly waiting for him on the other side? The story just lets us hang there, right in that moment of pure, terrifying possibility. But here's the thing about a great horror story. It almost never gives you the answer you expect. Instead of some monster standing there, Daniel finds something way more confusing. And in the end, so much more terrifying. At first, there's nothing. The hallway is completely empty. And you get this weird feeling of anticlimax, you know? That moment where you're bracing for something huge and you get, well, this. You probably feel a wave of relief, maybe a little confusion. It's a brilliant move, a total misdirection. The story's lulling you into a false sense of security right before it drops the real horror. But then he looks down, and he sees it. The impossible clue. So let's just break this down for a second. First, there are wet footprints. So physical proof. Second, they lead toward his door. Okay, that confirms the visitor was real. Third, and this is the detail that just makes your blood run cold, they don't lead away. And fourth, they stop, right where he is now standing. And that terrifying logic just starts to click into place. And that is the story's big twist. The threat was never about getting in. Those knocks weren't a request to enter. They were a distraction. The entire time he thought the danger was outside, on the other side of that door, it had already crossed the line. The horror isn't out in the hallway anymore. It's in the room, with him. So now we're at the final act. The mystery of where this visitor is, well, that's been solved. The only question left is, what is it? And there's this one last little glimmer of hope. He turns around slowly, and he sees nothing. The room looks exactly the way it should. It's dark, it's silent, and for just a split second, you think he might even believe he was wrong about everything. It's that final, tricky calm before the storm hits. And then it comes, the final horror. And it's not a big scream or a roar. It's a whisper. See you tomorrow at 3:17. It's so quiet, so calm, and it's right next to his ear. That voice confirms everything. It's intelligent. It knows all about the routine, and it's promising him that this whole ordeal isn't over, not by a long shot. In fact, it's just getting started. And then the story's final gut punch just slams us right into the present. It's happening again, tonight. The clock hits 3:14 a.m. In just 3 minutes, that whole ritual is going to start over. But this time is different. This time, Daniel knows the creature isn't waiting outside his door. It's already in the room with him, and there is absolutely nowhere left to run. And that's really what makes this whole thing so powerful. It just leaves us there with Daniel, stuck in this terrifying loop, and then it flips the question back on us. After seeing how this all plays out, knowing that opening the door was the final piece of the trap, what would you have done? Would you have opened it? Or would you just resign yourself to spending forever listening to those 3 slow knocks in the dark?